Hi everyone, this is going to be a quick demo of PhonePi MCP. PhonePi MCP is a set of open source MCP components, including an open source server as well as a CLI that lets you connect your favorite AI apps such as Cursor or for that matter Cline or Claude Desktop to your phone so that your AI assistants can take actions on your phone on your behalf. This is made possible through the MCP, which is the Model Context Protocol. A set of 23 plus actions, including SMS, calls, contact management, notifications, and more, are made available via this MCP server. All of this runs locally on your hardware, including your own phone, as well as a server that you would be self hosting through the servers that we provide and over your local network. There is no third party server involved, which makes things a bit more pleasant in terms of privacy and security. So now let us take a quick look around how you can get set up. All you have to do is to visit phonepimcp.com and you can go towards the setup section. So here's the configuration needed to set up the MCP server. It's really easy. And I'm going to show you how you can do it for one app, which is Cursor. You can similarly do it for any other MCP supported apps, including apps such as, like Line, there is Claude Desktop and more. So what you have to do is copy this configuration and let's go to servers. So in case of Cursor, what happens is that if you come towards the top, you have settings, and then you need to go to Cursor settings, and then you need to go to MCP, and here you can list down your MCP servers. So let me add a new global MCP server, and here all you have to do is to paste the configuration that you saw earlier, and then you can close this, right? And now if you go to MCP, you can see that we are all set up with PhonePi MCP. You can see the list of tools that are now exposed over here, all the way from battery, getting the battery level, adding some sort of snippets. I'll get to what we mean by that. Modifying your contacts, sending SMSs, sending notifications, and more. Now I'll come to the phone setup. So what you need to do is to install the PhonePi MCP app. Right now, we are only supported on Android, with some iOS support coming soon. And once you have done that, um, so here's my phone. What you need to do is to enter the IP address, the local IP address on that particular network. Make sure that your phone and your PC are on the same network. Enter the IP address and port. The default port is 11041 and click on the connect button. I've already done that earlier. You can also choose to keep PhonePi MCP running in the background, and that will make sure that even when the app is kind of like dismissed, some features would still be active, such as notifications, etc., which makes it slightly convenient. Of course, it's all optional. You should. Now that the setup's done, let's get going and see PhonePi MCP in action. So just to reiterate, the two things that you need to do to get PhonePi MCP running is download the app, add the IP address of your Mac or PC where you'll have the PhonePi MCP client running, as well as the port. And on the desktop or Mac side, what you need to do is ensure that you have the MCP settings set up correctly in whatever app you're using, and you just have to copy the JSON that was shared earlier to get that working. So now what do you do after the phone is paired with your desktop app? What you need to do is just get going by talking to your AI assistant. So just as a quick demo, let me first start with some simple capabilities. So for example, I can ask Cursor now to set a 10-second timer on my phone. And tada, I have a 10-second timer running on my phone. And after 10 seconds done, it will just beep and let me know that the 10 seconds are done. Another cool feature is, say you have misplaced your phone, and if you have the app running in the background, you could also try to ask cursor to find your phone. Any, so yeah, it'll beep for some time. Yeah, so those are some simple capabilities, but there are a couple of cooler features that you can use. You can set up some sort of SMSs that you can send. So, for example, I like texting haikus. So, let me ask cursor to send a haiku to a particular number. At this stage, I dialed an actual number and I was actually able to send a haiku. I had to cut that part out due to privacy reasons, but I've attached a screenshot. Thank you. So here's a workflow that I've been finding really helpful. Oftentimes, what happens is that AI apps take a really long time to get certain long running tasks done. For example, in Cursor, I've often found myself waiting up to like 5 minutes to get really long features built via Cursor. And I don't really find it great that I have to keep looking into my screen to figure out what's the journey that Cursor is taking and whether it's stuck at certain points, or how do I know that it's actually gotten the task done without looking into my screen every now and then? So in order to fix this, what I usually do is I just ask cursor that let's come up with a situation on the fly. Can you notify me? So let's just give this. I should have said notify me on the phone, but I just said app. Let's see if it still figures out my intent. And here's my phone. It's applying a set of changes. And ta-da! I received this message notification that the task was done. Another interesting feature is a snippets feature, which allows you to store to-dos, drafts, etc. inside your phone's memory so that you can triage them in an async manner whenever you have some free time. So for example, let me create a draft email about PhonePi MCP that can be shared with friends. Store it in my phone as a snippet. And with this utterance, or with this query, it's going to go ahead and create an email right inside my phone. Let it take its own sweet time. And it's done. So I can go to snippets and here's what it has created. And I can triage it in an async manner. It also automatically does smart tagging by coming up with some tags, etc. So that later when you're retrieving this information via your favorite AI apps, you can also choose to do some interesting things such as sort all the drafts via which are tagged email. You could come up with your own queries and you could do some smart querying on top of all of this. Apart from this, one final feature is the messages feature. This messages is a message box which contains all the messages that the AI would be sending to you. So there could be some situations where an AI is doing some sort of a really long running task and it needs to keep informing you or keep taking your viewpoints around different situations, and that requires your input, and all of those messages are going to end up in this message box. So show this in action. Let me come up with a situation. Can you play guess the number using the messages feature. Keep asking me questions by sending me messages, and I'll try to guess the number you are thinking of. So it's already begun thinking. So as you can see on the messages UI on my phone, uh sorry about this. So it's going to keep asking you questions and you can respond to the AI right from your phone app. So let me say I'm thinking of 25. So I can continue playing this game and it'll try to keep prompting me around this. So this is also helpful in certain situations. Yeah, this was just a concocted example, but I hope you get the point. Apart from this, there are 23 plus tools, and I hope you find this app really useful for your productivity needs and you're able to use AI uh, and the power of the things that are on your phone to do some really interesting stuff. I wish you all the very best. Thank you for watching this demo. All the best. Bye.